What the heck is going on in this Tour de France? We haven't even hit the high mountains yet, and this race is exploding. On the medium mountain day, Tadej Pogacar was attacking like it was out the Wes. And on an inconsequential sprint stage yesterday, we lost one of our top 4 GC riders. This Tour de France is truly stressful and crazy.
We're at the start of stage 13, only one day before the first big mountain stage as well, if you don't count stage 4. We're going into the Pyrenees tomorrow, 2 big back-to-back stages, and everything will change. But it's been a busy run to get to this point, and we're here. We're going to talk to the riders about the stress and the craziness of the Tour de France.
Hugo, how stressful has this tour been up to this point?
They had some days was good, some days were more stressful. The wind is quite present today, so for sure it's going to be a stressful one because of the wind. One of the last opportunity for the sprinter, so it would be tough to control. We will see, but for sure today would be more stressful than tomorrow.
I don't think we'll have much relaxation from here on out, but so far I think it's been pretty on and off. We've had like one easy day, one really hard day, one easy day, one really hard day, but even the easy days have been mentally taxing because just so much stress in the peloton, and yeah, since I'm on, I'm Jonas's teammate, so we have to be at the front at all times, and it makes it a bit more mentally stressful, but in general, physically, I think it's been not the hardest of tours so far.
I think we manage every stressy situation very well. I try to recover as much and as quick as possible. Try to sleep well, try to eat well. So day by day I try to hope to improve and try to stay as close as possible to the two big guns.
We were just down at the bus of Team Red Bull, the team of Primoz Roglic, who's not starting today after 12 days of racing because yesterday on this inconsequential stage, seemingly so in the Tour de France, there was a crash 12 kilometers to go, and it shows the stress level in this Tour de France. Anything and everything can happen on any day. And in this case, the victim was Primoz. And then we roll it back the day before. It was a mid-mountain stage, but this whole race blew up. Tadej turned the screws. Riders were attacking left and right. A lot's been happening, and there's a lot to follow in this race.
It's pretty heavy for some of these GC guys, the stress they bear of the whole organization, basically. And obviously they have teammates helping them, but it can be super difficult. And with these sprint teams, you have a lot of guys in there with nothing to lose. And yeah, I think for GC guys, it's incredibly difficult. I mean, the way the math works, I think it's like probably a good chance you're going to be close to crashing at least one time during this race. So.
In Tour de France, crashes that you cannot expect. You can be at the wrong moment at the wrong time. If you have strong team around you, it helps, but not always. Like we see, they have strong team. They ride in the front. They were in the front, this can happen, especially in the Tour de France, even more than in any other race.
There's no off days. It's always important. There's always danger. It doesn't matter the speed. Yesterday was I don't know how it looked on TV, but it was actually a harder day than probably it looked like with the heat. It was extremely warm in those hills. So yes, maybe some guys weren't seeing straight also by the finish, a long day in the heat like that. So yeah, stressful, and then seems like we're just starting the mountains on the weekend. So
The good news for the riders is there's a rest day on the horizon, Monday. But mark it on your calendar. There are 2 big days in the mountains to come. We're in the southwest of France, the Pyrenees, and on tap, the Plat de Day and also the Plateau de Bay. 2 big summit finish stages that could frankly decide this Tour de France. Tadej Pogacar leads with 1:14 over Jonas Vingegaard, but Remco Evenepoel is right there between the two, around 1 minute. There's a lot to fight for in these coming mountain days before we get to that rest day.
how serious are these next 2 days?
yeah, I think Sunday's going to be probably the hardest day of the Tour, and Saturday's no joke with the Tourmalet first climb of the day. So yeah, it'll be interesting. See how the body goes, and yeah, hopefully get through.
The team has made a plan with the riders we have. Like, I think they've really thought it out, and we have like a really clear role for each of us coming into the mountains. So they're still very confident that we can take the race on with the team we have. We just have to do it a bit differently than in the past, but it's still 100% doable.
The weekend's going to be incredibly hard. It's probably the second really big test after the Galibier. Otherwise, all the other climbs have been relatively short. So I imagine the GC teams will want to get through today having lost nothing else, and then go into the weekend where there'll be a real big battle.
Bam, the riders are off. Another crazy, stressful day, but that's the Tour de France.